The smartphone industry may be standing at the edge of its most dramatic visual leap in more than a decade. A flood of leaks, supply chain whispers, and expert predictions all point to Apple preparing a bold revolution for 2026, the introduction of the long-awaited iPhone 18 Pro Max, a device that could finally deliver a truly uninterrupted display experience. Imagine an iPhone without notches, holes, or visible sensors, just a seamless slab of luminous glass. While previous generations focused on faster chips and sharper cameras, this one appears to be about something far grander, redefining what an iPhone screen can be. Apple's pursuit of the perfect display. Apple's relationship with the display has never been purely functional. It treats it as the emotional core of the entire device. Over the years, we've watched the evolution. Thick bezels dissolved into thin borders, LCD gave way to OLED, Touch ID bowed to Face ID, and the notch transformed into the dynamic island. Each shift reduced visual clutter and elevated immersion. Now, according to multiple internal reports, Apple's ultimate ambition is nearing realization: an edge-to-edge display untouched by camera cutouts or sensor clusters. The iPhone 18 Pro Max could be the first iPhone to complete that journey. The iPhone 18 Pro Max could be the first iPhone to complete that journey. A front entirely devoted to the screen itself, under-display Face ID. The breakthrough technology, perhaps the most thrilling rumor, centers on under-display Face ID. Currently, Apple's biometric system depends on an intricate network of components: infrared cameras, projectors, illuminators, and ambient sensors, all nestled within the dynamic island. Moving this entire array beneath the OLED panel is nothing short of engineering sorcery. Why is it so tricky? Because light behaves badly beneath old layers. It bends, scatters, and distorts, lowering sensor accuracy and increasing power draw. Android manufacturers attempted under-display cameras years ago, but quality plummeted. Apple, unsurprisingly, refused to compromise. According to industry analysts, Apple has quietly been refining this technology since 2023, focusing on pixel transparency zones, infrared wavelength tuning, and AI-driven facial map correction. By 2026, the company may be ready to deliver under-display Face ID that performs exactly like today's version, but hidden from sight. The selfie camera, a strategic relocation. One of the more curious leaks suggests that Apple may relocate the front camera slightly to the left or right edge, perhaps as a small punch hole or semi-invisible under-panel lens. This would give internal designers room to cluster Face ID sensors efficiently while pushing toward complete display uniformity. Though this move breaks Apple's traditional symmetry, the logic is unmistakable: function over form temporarily. Reports indicate that Apple is testing an upgraded 24MP or 32MP sensor with a wider aperture and computational image correction. Even if light transmission dips through the screen, the company's imaging pipeline and neural processing should ensure crisp, color-accurate selfies. Quality will not be sacrificed. Apple would rather delay the release than launch subpar photos. The fate of the dynamic island with Face ID living under the screen. The dynamic island faces an identity crisis. Will it shrink, evolve, or disappear altogether? Analysts foresee several possible futures. Mini dynamic island, a smaller contextual bubble that appears only when necessary. Virtual overlay island, a purely software animation handling alerts. And media controls, full elimination. A complete shift to gesture-based interaction with no visible island at all, whichever path Apple chooses. The user interface will probably become more fluid and subtle, software guiding attention rather than hardware dictating it. While a full-screen iPhone matters, a genuinely borderless iPhone would change how users experience everything. Movies and games become more enveloping. Photography previews feel truer to life. Reading and browsing feel cleaner. Humans are cognitively drawn to unbroken visual fields. They evoke luxury, futurism, and focus. Apple understands this psychology better than anyone, and the iPhone 18 Pro Max could be the most visually satisfying smartphone ever made. Display technology. What lies beneath rumors suggest that Apple will equip the iPhone 18 Pro Max with Samsung-supplied OLED panels featuring micro-lens structure, enabling both higher brightness and lower energy consumption. Expect 1 Hz to 120 Hz promotion refresh range for silky, smooth motion 2500 nit. Peak brightness for dazzling outdoor visibility improved. HDR 10 Plus and Dolby Vision optimization ultra-thin bezels, possibly under 1 superior burn-in. Resistance and color longevity in short. A display that's not only beautiful but enduring. Apple versus Samsung. Two contrasting philosophies. Samsung often rushes first. Apple perfects later. Punch holes, under-display cameras, foldables all appeared on Galaxy devices well before iPhones. But early iterations were marred by buggy software and inconsistent quality. Apple's deliberate wait, polish, then launch strategy may frustrate impatient fans, yet it ensures that once features arrive, they work flawlessly. The iPhone 18 Pro Max exemplifies this ethos. Technology matured to Apple's uncompromising standards. Power and performance expectations. Design may steal the headlines, but performance remains the backbone. The iPhone 18 Pro Max will likely introduce the A20 Pro or A21 Pro chip built on a 2-nanometer node, delivering dramatic gains in AI computation, graphics rendering, and power efficiency. Supplemented by an improved vapor chamber cooling system, the device should maintain consistent performance even under heavy gaming or 4K editing loads. Apple Intelligence. The company's evolving on-device AI suite could become exponentially smarter, expanding into real-time translation, scene detection, smart video editing, and context-aware Siri responses that feel far more natural. Battery and charging. Enhancements. Leaked diagrams reveal a stacked battery structure capable of boosting capacity by up to 15% while cutting heat buildup. Combined with the new display's efficiency and the next-gen chipset, expect longer daily endurance, faster wired charging, optimized MagSafe, and possible reverse charging for AirPods or Apple Watch round out the power improvements. Redefining the camera system. The rear camera array is rumored to see substantial improvements. A 48MP ultra-wide sensor, redesigned periscope zoom system offering 6 to 10 optical magnification, and software-based reflections and glare removal. AI-driven photography could allow real-time lighting adjustments, motion blur enhancement, and more. Realistic low-light shots. Apple is also experimenting with 8,000 video capture and enhanced noise reduction for cinema-grade content creation. The manufacturing challenge. Building a device with invisible sensors and an unblemished OE facade is immensely complex. Rates drop, costs rise, and calibration precision doubles. Experts warn that initial production volumes may be limited, driving up demand and prices. Forecasts peg the base model between $1,299 and $1,399, with maxed-out storage configurations approaching $1,700. Some regions might experience slower rollouts due to component shortages. Why? This redesign matters for Apple. The smartphone market has plateaued. Designs blur together, innovation feels incremental, and consumers upgrade less frequently. Apple needs a visual spark that reignites excitement. And the iPhone 18 Pro Max could be exactly that, an unmistakable statement piece that cuts through the sameness. A completely full-screen iPhone not only refreshes Apple's image but redefines expectations for the next decade of mobile tech. The imperfect first step toward perfection. Every technological leap comes with trade-offs. Perhaps slightly dimmer selfies, higher production costs, or restricted early availability. Yet Apple has a history of turning first-generation constraints into long-term triumph. If the company executes this transition gracefully, those small compromises will be quickly overshadowed by the sheer wow factor of holding a device. That looks like living glass dot, the beginning of a new iPhone era. The iPhone 8 Pro Max isn't just another annual refresh. It symbolizes the end of visible sensors and the birth of the truly edge-to-edge smartphone. It signals Apple's next philosophical move, technology so advanced that it disappears from sight, leaving only experience behind doubt if the reports prove true. 2026 may mark the moment Apple once again redefines the industry. And when users lift that flawless pane of glass to their face for the first time, they won't just see their reflection, they'll see the future of smartphones staring right back.